Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine.
This episode of Greenlight Maine's College Edition is brought to you by Maine Department of Economic and Community Development.
Good morning, I'm Julene Gervais. It's amazing what is happening on college campuses. It's the core of cutting-edge innovation with students getting ready to launch their businesses. And we are here to help them do it right here in the great state of Maine. This is the Greenlight Maine College Series. Today, UMaine Orono and St. Joseph's College go head-to-head for a chance to advance towards the $25,000 cash prize. But first, let's say good morning to our judges who are with us throughout the Greenlight series. Welcome, Martha Bentley from DECD. And what's your first impression so far of the college series?
I have just been incredibly impressed with every team that we've seen. And I think about what I was like in college and am really impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Skip Bates from Bangor Savings Bank.
I'm impressed because these guys are so ambitious. They're hungry. And they are solving real problems. They're using innovative ideas, sometimes with natural resources from the state of Maine, sometimes with technology, but they're gonna help the world with the work that they're doing. It's very cool.
No doubt. And finally, Lynne Lynne Melochik from
okay.
Darling.
That's okay. I second both of your comments, but also I would just say I'm surprised how far they've already taken their businesses while still in college. You know, it's very impressive.
Some have already launched and getting ready to launch. Perfect. Well, thank you so much. We're going to talk to you in just a few minutes, and it's time to introduce our first student of the day. We got UMaine Orono Black Bears back in action. You guys made it to the finals last year. Welcome back, Sam Dorval from Ferda Farms, and I want to congratulate you because you guys just won another competition.
Thank you very much. The UMaine Business Challenge for $15,000. Max Burtis, my business partner, was fortunate enough to win that, and that'll go directly to some of our innovative ideas right on the water.
Awesome. Good for you. You're on a roll. So
Thank you.
Go for it.
Hello, my name is Sam Dorval, co-owner and CMO of Ferda Farms LLC, and we're farming some of the most sought-after oysters in the nation. Our oysters filter the water, cleaning the oceans, and our unique team is taking a different approach to innovation along Maine's coast. In the recently booming industry, aquaculture as a whole provides an annual revenue of $1.5 billion in the U.S., with $216 million coming from oysters. Maine's market is growing just as fast, with an annual revenue of $8 million in 2018. The problem with this industry is that the supply cannot meet the demand due to the current practices of farming being too inefficient. Additionally, most farms in the state only grow one species of product, putting that large risk for potential of disease outbreak. Ferda Farms is solving these supply and efficiency issues through our manufacturing of our automation devices. Our oyster tumbler, seen in this photo, built last summer, washes, shapes, and sorts our oysters for us, allowing us to farm 30% more product in the same amount of time. A tumbled oyster also sells for 25% more market. We are currently developing an oyster bag handling system to be deployed in June that will replace the current grow-out techniques seen in the state, making them safer, more cost-effective, and 20% more efficient. And then furthermore, we're currently growing 10,000 hard-shell clams, making us one of the only multi-species farms in the state. And with the addition of kelp this winter, we'll far reduce the risk that affects single-species farms for disease, ensuring us a reliable market. Since hitting market in August, we've already sold over 25,000 oysters, which has given us a strong reputation in the industry for superior product, innovative techniques, and sustainable practices. We're currently selling to 3 local raw bars and 3 local wholesale providers, which are marketing our oysters across the country in 6 states, as far as Denver, Colorado, where our product is gaining local and national traction. Our team is composed of Max Burtis, a mechanical engineer at the University of Maine, his dad, Chris Burtis, who has vast experience of oystering on the Chesapeake, and myself, a marketing major at the University of Maine. And we're supported by an advisory board of industry professionals, marine biologists, and business advisors. Since doubling our farm last summer from 100,000 to 200,000 oysters, we plan to double it again with the purchase of 400,000 oysters and see an increase in lease space from 0.06 acres to 3.75 acres. The money from this competition, along with the $15,000 first place prize at the University of Maine Business Challenge, will cover our expansion costs, allowing us to buy equipment and cages and build our automation devices. Ferda Farms is setting a shining example by producing a tasty, nutritious product for Maine, keeping its waters pristine, and continuing Maine's tradition of a hard-working economy by propelling an antiquated industry into the 21st century. Thank you.
Awesome, and doubling your business already. I think, Lynn, you're going to kick us off.
Sure. You stated a fact earlier about it's 25% more money that you make off of these oysters. Why is the difference in that amount?
So a tumbled oyster, it has a deeper cup. Due to putting it in the tumbler, it actually chips the shell, which instead of going outwards, it actually increases upwards. So it has more meat in the product, making it more desirable in market.
Wow, that's cool. So I got to see you guys last year. I thought you had a great concept then. I remember some of your forecasted numbers. It looks like you're still on track for your business plan, but I'm wondering, what kind of surprises did you encounter in the last year? How have you had to adjust your plans?
So surprises for us, we actually exceeded our expectations. We were expecting to get around 50 cents per oyster at market, maybe a little higher, 55 for some of the more desired markets straight to the consumer. But we're actually seeing through our tumbled oysters and through our brand equity that we can charge a higher price per oyster. We're getting an average of 78 cents per, and this far exceeds what many other farms get on average.
Tell me a little bit about your innovations. Sort of how did you guys come up with those? Do you have sort of IP protection? Or are you looking at trade secrets? Sort of how are you working those innovations into your business model?
So for the trade secrets, we're not planning on patenting any of these innovations, because we know that they can better the community and that they already work for us, so they can work for other people easily. And if we did decide to patent them, that also works with licensing. We could license them out to other companies. And then for oyster tumbler, it's seen around in the industry. There's many versions of it, but we're adding solar to that. We're also doing many other things that you can count your oysters and take away a lot of the efficiency issues through many manhandling things that the tumbler can get on its own. And then the oyster bag handling system would take away a lot of on-farm time, which puts a lot of time onto the farm, and it also takes up a lot of resources.
That's great. I'm curious about your advisory board. It sounds like a great concept. How's that organized? How do you solicit input? And do you have some examples of ideas that you've garnered that have been really useful?
So our advisory board is composed of the industry professionals, like I said. One of the big professionals that we consult all the time is Dana Morse. So he's to the UMaine Sea Grant, and he's right down the river from us. And so we have various business meetings with him where we check over ideas and we go through our risks, because he's seen it all. He's been here since the 80s. So Dana Morse can tell us what we need to do and how to go about it. And then other oyster farms. So we've had meetings with Mere Point Oyster Company, the second largest farm in the state, that tell us what they do and how to better go about it. And then business professionals through the Foster Center at the University of Maine. They've seen it all as well, and through the vast experience, they can really guide us on the right track for business, let alone oysters.
Awesome, great pitch. You guys have come so far in such a short time, so congratulations and good luck. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, it's our Sunday morning conversation. Don't go away.
Whether you're a small business or a big business, whether you're cutting edge or looking at a traditional industry in a whole new way, whether you're on the coast, in the city, a small town, wherever. If you're an organization here in Maine, if you want to innovate, and if you want to grow, we want to support you. We're the Maine Technology Institute.
MTI is a proud sponsor of Greenlight, Maine.
Located off I-95 in Oakland, First Park is known as Central Maine's most connected business park. It features high-speed fiber internet, 3-phase power, and is located in a foreign trade zone, connecting your business to a world of opportunity. With shovel-ready, pre-permitted sites and only a short distance to the local airport and rail service, First Park also makes it easy for entrepreneurs, innovators, and businesses to distribute or receive products around the globe. Interested in locating your business to First Park? Get an exclusive offer at firstpark.com/gift.
At Sutherland Weston, it's not just about being persuasive, it's about being prepared. Too many agencies get excited about how to gain attention, but not what happens next. We know what happens next is really the important part. That's why we've had 15 years of continuous growth. As a responsive, problem-solving creative partner, one who's not afraid of accountability, responsibility, or what happens next. Looking for a creative strategic partner? Let's talk.
Welcome back. Our Sunday morning conversation is with Commissioner Heather Johnson from the Department of Economic and Community Development. Thank you so much for being here.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
And you've shown such leadership getting that 10-year economic plan finished and even now implementing it.
Yeah, you know, we're really excited. We're proud of the work. We had over 1,300 people across the state involved in contributing, and now it's time to implement.
And so much to implement, but one of the things that is a really important issue to you is keeping young people here in Maine.
It is. You know, we have really talented, smart young people in our state, and we're very fortunate for that. And so now it's a really good chance for us all to work together to figure out how do we create opportunities for our youth? How do we make sure that they're connecting to the opportunities that exist? Or, as you're showing, that they have the opportunity to create their own path. Right? How do we teach entrepreneurial skills early? How do we help young people get access to capital that they might need to get their businesses going? We have actually the highest success rate for small businesses of anywhere in New England. And so talking about the resources and the opportunities for students is really important.
That we do. And also another initiative is New Mainers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, we're fortunate, right? We are trying to attract new people to our state in order to help grow our workforce, and finding ways for new Mainers to access capital as well, and finding the shortest paths for credentialing so that they can transfer all of the work they've done in other countries into Maine.
It's so important, absolutely. And okay, so part of the plan, which I read every word, it's awesome. Creating 75,000 jobs over the next 10 years.
Yeah, it's really about adding people to our workforce. So we have an aging population, as you know, and so we expect about 65,000 people over the next 10 years to retire, or at least partially retire, right, on their way to full retirement. And so we need to replace those roles, as well as if you look at our current opportunities today, we have 2.8% unemployment, which means our GDP is compressed because we don't have enough workers today. So we can use additional workers now, and that's where that 75,000 comes from.
Awesome. And then, of course, keeping the young people here, the ones that come on the show, is so important as well.
That's right. You know, keeping our own talent, we are fortunate that Mainers have these roots in our state and have the access to this natural resources that we offer. They can't be replicated other places, so we just need to make sure people can see that and that we're supporting them effectively so they can start their businesses here.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, happy to.
Awesome. We're going to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back.
Furniture for Greenlight, Maine is provided by Thomas Mosier Furniture, handmade American furniture since 1972.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results. At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
We're very proud of the product we make and the way that we make it. The most important features of our original dog vest are in its design. Traditional lenders, you know, they steer away from unproven track records.
In you come. Hold up.
CEI gave us the opportunity to build a track record, show that our future path will be more solid than our past.
Welcome back. Next up is Rebecca Barulli from St. Joseph's College on the beautiful shores of Sebago Lake. We're so happy to have you. Your company is Grow Your Own Way, and you just got started, didn't you?
Yeah, so just last semester we started up and we're getting going.
And you're off to a great start already. So whenever you're ready, go for it.
Thank you so much. So this is Grow Your Own Way. It's a hydroponic shipping container producer. So this is the first of its kind in Maine. So we are a shipping container manufacturer, which means we grow lettuce out of shipping containers, which is a relatively new system, especially here in Maine. So I created this company because I was working in a hydroponic shipping container farm all throughout college, and then I had this idea to bring solar panels and a battery to it to be even more sustainable. And it produces 40 pounds of lettuce per week, 365 days a year, which is really important for it being a hyper-local source of lettuce in Maine. So it only uses less than 10 gallons of water, which is very important and very socially responsible. So a couple of the biggest problems facing Maine today is food insecurity, climate change, the lack of transportation in Maine, and especially the food dependency in other regions, because less than 10% of the food we eat here in Maine comes from Maine. And a big solution to this is a hydroponic growing system. It is a vertical system that uses LED lights and a computer to dose the system itself, and it produces the hyperlocal lettuce that can provide for communities. And it is in a compact and upscalable area, and so it's sustainable and technological, and it's revolutionary in itself. So I explained a little bit about the product already, and some additional resources we're going to have for our clients is grants and financing, as well as and continued support in the products that they need to run it. My team itself is myself, as well as an advisor and one of the coworkers I had in the farm that I worked at in my college. The market that we want to face is particularly nonprofits, as well as residential areas and schools, so that we can be able to help them provide for their communities. The target itself is $5.8 billion, so it's definitely growing, especially here in Maine, and we want to continue that. And with this opportunity here at Greenlight Maine, that would significantly help our plan, which is to produce a prototype by the end of this fiscal year, and then have it being sold, and then have at least 10 clients by the end of the second fiscal year. And through these projections, we'll be making more than $280,000.
Beautiful, and addressing climate change.
Yes.
Martha.
I love the whole sort of social impact mission of this company. Can you tell us just a little bit about choosing nonprofits as your key market?
Sure, yeah. So one of the bigger things that I studied within my environmental science degree is the idea of social responsibility and how much food insecurity we do have in Maine. So addressing this issue while being sustainable is one of my biggest goals.
Cool. On that same theme, can you help us with the economics of it? So 40 pounds a week, how many people does that feed, and how do the economics of sourcing lettuce from your shipping containers, how does that compare to buying it at the grocery store?
So hydroponic lettuce is actually, has the same nutrient contents as traditional lettuce. And with it being grown in the shipping container, it actually costs less because of transportation. So there is a high upfront cost of the container itself, but then when the communities would be able to profit from it, that's where our profit would come from.
Wow, I think this is great. As a person that's involved in Good Shepherd and Meals on Wheels, I think this could really help a lot of people in Maine. I just wonder, I don't want to take your idea that's already awesome and take it down the road, but do you think that you could expand this to other fruits and vegetables and things like that?
Yeah, so it is geared towards growing only lettuce, but you can grow kale with it, arugula, which are very high profit products, which also are very nutritious. So you can grow other leafy greens, but traditionally this is the conditions that are set are for just leafy greens.
We have time for one more question.
How much does it cost to make one of the containers?
Right now in the developmental phase, we're still figuring out the right resources and companies to work with, but right now it costs about $50,000.
Well, this is amazing, socially responsible, awesome job, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see you move forward. So, awesome job.
Thank you so much.
We need to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from our judges, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Broadcast facilities are provided by Husson University's NESCOM, the New England School of Communications.
You know, I believe in business today there are too many experts and not enough expertise. I think there are too many promises and not enough follow-through. Those things used to be the norm, but now they're the exception. At Sutherland Weston, we work hard every day to be that exception. We've had 15 years of continuous growth, and I'm proud of that. I think if your business is looking for a creative, responsive, problem-solving partner, if you're looking for the exception, I think we should talk.
We're honored to be Greenlight Maine CPA firm sponsor. Maine is home to a range of businesses, from startups that you might see on this program to closely held businesses and organizations that operate internationally. ARB's advisors are providing savvy solutions to complex issues for sophisticated and growing businesses of any size across Maine and throughout New England. And we're doing it the way you want Mainers to, guided by our local, sensible values.
Albin, Randall, and Bennett is a proud sponsor of Greenlight Maine.
Located off I-95 in Oakland, First Park is known as Central Maine's most connected business park. It features high-speed fiber internet, 3-phase power, and is located in a foreign trade zone, connecting your business to a world of opportunity. With shovel-ready, pre-permitted sites and only a short distance to the local airport and rail service, First Park also makes it easy for entrepreneurs, innovators, and businesses to distribute or receive products around the globe. Interested in locating your business to First Park? Get an exclusive offer at firstpark.com/gift.
Remember the saying, stay in touch? We all say that to our family and friends whenever we're saying goodbye. Think about how you stay in touch with your customers. Provide them with content that is helpful and relevant to engage them in the relationship with your brand. The more you build your relationship with your customers, the stronger your brand will be. That's today's Marketing Minute from the PR Maven.
Welcome back to the college edition of Greenlight Maine. Our judges are about to talk this out. We can't wait to hear what you guys are going to say. Two companies that are both very, very environmentally aware.
And nonprofit aware. I mean, they're both interested in making sure that this technology gets out to a lot of people or nonprofits. So they're very conscious that way. I feel like one might be a little stronger in the economic development of what we're doing here.
Well, Ferda Farms versus Grow Your Own Way, they're at really different stages in their life cycle as businesses. The guys from Ferda Farms have already got a couple of years of business under their belt. They've got a proven track record. They're selling their product. They're expanding their product line. They're just further along in the development process. Grow Your Own Way has a really interesting concept, and I think we all want our own container to produce lettuce.
Personal kit at home.
But she's still got some work to do in terms of developing the concept and figuring out the economics of it.
Yeah, I like that both companies have sort of taken a traditional thing and then sort of added innovation and experimentation to sort of take it to the next level. I think you're right, though, in terms of Ferda Farm, that the innovations there, that they have much more traction with those, and they really have proven out how that's going to help their company.
Absolutely. I mean, again, this is a fabulous example of Maine college students taking what they've learned in school, applying it to real-world challenges, and finding a way to provide added value. Very, very cool concepts.
I got to think that there's got to be a way that she can grow your own way, can find a little way to cut some costs on and make it more affordable and more sustainable.
Right.
I mean, maybe not today, but like the technology's got to be right around the corner.
Yeah, it's $80,000.
I just didn't understand the economics there. I mean, between the cost of the container itself, $50,000, plus what she wants to charge, $85,000, that's a really big infrastructure. That's a big capital investment. And then the return on 2,000 pounds of lettuce per year, those numbers don't add up to a sustainable business model to me. So I need to understand that better and figure out, maybe there's some way to get some efficiency there.
I thought it would be less maintenance. She told us in their interview that it was 30 hours a week. I just thought it would be less maintenance considering what you're doing.
But great for college campuses where students can divide up the work, or in schools, or at hospitals, or in food banks and things where you have volunteers in. So such a need out there for this.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to see if she spends some time on that sort of customer discovery piece, is to really understand and hone the market really well to figure out, sort of what what will work and what's the, what is her real value proposition to nonprofit schools and things like that.
Great idea.
And Ferda Farms is already taking it to other industry, other agricultural options for them, so they really seem to be a little bit Ferda alone.
Well done.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I also like the fact that they're going to sort of multiple species and sort of figuring out how that will really help their value proposition, and sort of moving into kelp. That's sort of an up and coming thing, and that can be a value added product for Maine. And absolutely both of them very rooted in Maine, which I think is terrific.
Aquaculture. It's all about aquaculture.
The oyster is their world.
You guys are good.
I'm gonna have to come up with something. I am really behind the group
You
here.
got it going on, Martha, too. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, find out who the winner is. Don't go away.
In 1972, Tom Moser committed his life's work to craft, and 4 decades later employs 70 fine craftsmen and women in our shop in Auburn, Maine. With showrooms and customers from coast to coast and numerous awards and accolades, Tom has firmly established himself as an entrepreneurial tour de force and has proven that a life doing what you love is indeed possible.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
I truly believe that if you're gonna do something better, you gotta start by innovating. Think about how to solve for a customer problem in a way that's quicker, different, and more customer-centric. The bank's promise has been fundamentally the same from the beginning till now, and that's ensuring that all that we do is making the lives of our employees, our customers, and the communities better. And it's their better, not what's defined as our better.
Welcome back. We had 2 great schools, UMaine and St. Joe's, with 2 awesome concepts. It's time to find out who's moving on. Judges, who's it going to be? And that means Ferda Farms is today's winner. Congratulations to Sam. He is moving on in the competition. That's all the time that we have for today. If you or someone you know is thinking about starting a business, we have a ton of resources online. So check us out at greenlightmaine.com, and that's where you can see all of our episodes. And also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Have a fantastic Sunday. We'll be right back here next week after Meet the Press. Congratulations, Sam. Awesome job. Come on.
This episode of Greenlight Maine's College Edition has been brought to you by Maine Department of Economic and Community Development.
Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Greenlight Maine has been a paid-for presentation by the Portland Media Group.